Hey, what's up? My name's Sean. I'm from Holly Springs, North Carolina, and today I'm going to talk to you about microphones. There's a ton of different types of microphones. There's condenser microphones, dynamic microphones, ribbon microphones, piezoelectric microphones, fiber optic microphones. There's a lot of different microphones. The most common microphones are going to be your dynamic microphones, your condenser microphones, and sometimes ribbon microphones can be found in a studio area. The dynamic microphones are good for live shows because they're very durable. I have one right here. It's got a casing around it, little on and off switch. It's usually plugged in with a direct in. Yeah, you can swing this guy around and you probably won't break it. And you probably drop it on the ground and it probably won't break either. They're one of the least sensitive microphones. So if you're at a live show and you want to record vocals with this thing, you're not going to really have to worry about other sounds or your monitors giving you feedback that's going to distort the sound you're trying to achieve. So that's why they're usually used at live shows and things like that. The other type of microphone I have with me is a condenser microphone. This is a Audio-Technica 2020 microphone. It's pretty good. It's relatively cheap for condenser microphones. They can go up in the thousands. This was only $100. Usually you can tell the front of the microphone by the label on the front, and this one's helpful though because it says on it back, so you know not to record into that side. These are very sensitive microphones, so they're going to pick up the most accurate representation of the sound that they possibly can. They are very good for studios, things like that. Not so much for live shows because you're just going to hear all the sounds and you're probably going to get a terrible feedback. And also, if you drop this thing, it's probably going to break. I mean, there's a thin piece of gold inside the microphone and it's just really, really thin. So when you record into it, it moves the plate back and forth and audio signals transfer through the mic, through the XLR cable, into your computer. Like I was talking about how sensitive they are, different microphones are going to have different frequency responses. Some are going to be able to capture the highs a little better. Some, like the condenser microphone, is going to capture a more flat, accurate representation of the frequency range. So it's not going to try to color your highs. It's just going to give you an accurate, what it hears is what it is kind of thing. So you try to achieve that when you're in the studio or something and you want a sound that's going to sound like you sound. Whereas, the dynamic will color the highs to try to avoid picking up the other sounds around it. Specifically, that kind of vocal mic is going to want to just pick up the vocals. Mics are also, like I talked about the front and back of the microphone, they have what's called a polar pattern, and that shows in which direction the mic is more sensitive. So some mics are what is called omnidirectional, meaning they're going to pick up sounds all the way around the mic. Others are called bidirectional, where they have a front and a back where they both pick up sounds equally. There's also called cardioid, which is aimed in one direction. It's not going to pick up the sounds behind it. It'll only pick it up where that polar pattern is. There are different versions of the cardioid pattern. You have your supercardioid, hypercardioid, and subcardioid. There's also a polar pattern called shotgun, which is for shotgun mics. You see them in TV shows and in movies where the guy's holding the boomstick and he's got this microphone. Those are called shotgun mics, and they have the shotgun polar pattern, which is very one directional, and it focuses in on where the sound guy is aiming it. So that basically wraps up microphones. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I can't wait to see your feedback. Thanks for watching.